Okay. Right, let me check. We're not muted. We're live. We're here.
We are live and we're ready to go. And we
Whoa.
are back in Div 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are we watching?
Well, I've done a massive typo while rushing to do the names,
Oh,
so I'm going to fix
no.
that.
And what are you fixing the names to?
I'll just put an extra T on the end, that's okay. So, it's the Trying Dutchman versus Tactical Suicide in Division 4.
Both very good teams.
Yes, we have seen both of these teams before at some point.
Where are they currently sat?
So, they're sort of mid-table in Division 4. So, this is an exciting playoff, potentially decider.
Well,
So,
they're 12th and 14th,
yeah,
but most of the other teams have played their 10th game, so they're going to shoot up after this
yeah.
if they are a winner.
There's not, there's no other match that really affects them, to be fair. So,
Yeah.
Trying Dutchmen, if they win, they are in the top 8, so they can play in the Epic Cup if they wish, if they win this.
Yeah.
If they can win 2-0, 2-1, doesn't matter. Tactical
Yeah.
Suicide, if they win, they're not in the top 8, but they will be very close. They'll be sort of out of it based off map score.
Okay.
Yes.
So it
But
is. Yeah, but.
if one team, I don't know if anyone is, but if one of the teams from the top 8 says they're not going to compete in the playoffs, then it goes to 9th place. And if that happened, they would be tied with Diablo Immortal if they win this 2-0.
Okay.
And they have a head-to-head advantage over them. So if Tactical Suicide win, 2-0, and someone from the top 8 drops out,
There is a chance they'll
they will
still
be in the
play.
playoffs. So
Excellent. And we've seen that in previous seasons, haven't we? Where people haven't been able to play in it and the other
yeah,
teams
so
gone in.
it's definitely possible. So it's definitely worth them. You know, their season isn't over. Like just because you can't get
Yeah.
in the top 8 doesn't mean you're not going to play in the Epic Cup. But so
And either way, you know they're going to try for the win and try to deny Trying Dutchmen that opportunity to play in it themselves.
yeah. So map draft has already happened. So the Trying Dutchman banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. Tactical Suicide banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout, and then Trying Dutchman with the map pick have taken us to Volskaya.
Cool. And they've played on that. They've picked that 3 times this season. They've had it picked against them 4 times this season.
Oh.
And they're rocking a 57% win rate on it, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, must be one of their favourites. They'll come in with a strat, ready to get that win and get themselves into the Epic Cup. Oh, I do enjoy the portrait synergy.
Both sides, it's very good.
I mean, it's not just good from Tactical Suicide. They literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as their numbers.
I think they had that last time we saw them play, so it's consistent. I like it.
I feel like I didn't notice it last time, and therefore I didn't get excited enough.
I can't remember.
Ooh. I was going to say, what strats do you think we're going to see come out from the teams on this map? Scrolled straight up onto the heroes on Trying Dutchman. Top picked hero this season, Material. He's pretty good at the moment,
Yeah.
and not often picked up. So I'm pretty excited to see a Material comp.
Yeah, me too. That could be really exciting. I'm a little worried here because the only person who usually watches our casts, Anton, is actually playing today. So.
Oh no, that means we just got number 1 fan Linux offering to make everyone Coco.
Oof, that's
I
a
mean,
relief.
if he doesn't make me a Coco in Israel, somehow lift the travel ban, fly to the UK, and deliver me a Coco, I'm going to be disappointed.
So, see, Zul and Lunar are banned out. Lunar, not surprising, that always seems to get banned against Tactical Suicide.
And the Zul not last, so they've played Zul 6 times, Trying Dutchman, and obviously potentially on this map, it being probably their strategy, because of the double soak potential. I would also not be too surprised to see Rhaegar either banned out or picked up early. Because Trying Dutchmen have played him a lot, and obviously we're seeing a lot of Rhaegar bans because he is so strong. He's also been played a few times by Tactical Suicide and banned 4 times by Tactical Suicide.
Okay. First pick Tassadar.
Intaro Tassadar, which has been played 5 times by them, but he's only rocking a 40% win rate at the moment for Tactical Suicide. And then we are gonna get, please, no Fishy playing today. It's always a sad time.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. We could, in theory... Oh, there's a Tyrael in the Stukov. In theory, we could have had Fishy versus Rob, 2 former teammates. Although that said, it looks like Rob's actually left Tactical Suicide since we casted them earlier this season, so...
Oh no. It's all going on. And there's the Rhaegar, so Bloodlust Tassadar. Very popular.
So they say. I mean, I've not really noticed it myself, but I'm going to take everyone's word for it.
You'll notice it when you come up against a Bloodlust Archon, I promise you that. I mean, you got a Tyrael, so they could sank it maybe, or just, I don't know, look for the disengage.
Possibly, yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a sank or a judgment Tyrael?
I always like to believe it's a judgment.
I mean, these days as well, solo lane or main tank, who knows?
Yeah, well, I don't know if anyone else believes, but I think you've shown that he's a good solo laner.
Formidable solo laner.
Formidable.
I mean, he's finally got build diversity, I guess is the point I'm getting at. So
yeah.
He actually can be quite flexible, which obviously a few months ago we would not have been able to say about him.
That's true. Zul'jin and Li Ming banned out.
Is there any kind of cheesy comps that you've spied from either of these teams this season?
Not that I've seen. No, nothing too.
No Vikings, murky, nothing too crazy.
If they have, then it slipped past me.
Seeing Morales picked up in the past by Tactical Suicide.
Yeah, that always has the potential for a crazy medevac. Who knows?
Kel'Thas Valor. I mean, the Valor, I guess, could be maybe auto attack, getting
Stitches.
Attack speed. Hello. I mean,
didn't expect Stitches.
Well, if you think Bloodlust comp, a Stitch is going to be really nice with Putrid Bowels slowing everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
So you could really potentially overrun them here. Could be quite scary.
Jimmy, nice pick. When they banned out Zul'jin, I was thinking, would you not just ban Jimmy? But
I mean, maybe they've seen Zul'jin played before.
Yeah, they've played Zul'jin 3 times, so I guess that's why. But
yeah, so perhaps they just know that with this comp, they like to go with the Zul'jin.
Yeah, they picked up Zul'jin 3 times and Jimmy 3 times, so it doesn't seem to matter to Tactical Suicide.
And Yrel.
Okay.
I don't honestly know who's going to win that matchup, Yrel versus Imperius. I'd guess the Imperius, but I don't play enough for Yrel to be able to say that. Right, I am going to put my bet down first.
Okay, I'm glad, because I need you to push me either way, because I'm not... I can see either team winning this. Okay.
Now, in a way, trying Dutchmen have more to play for here, because obviously it's that guaranteed spot in the top 8. But I really like the Stitches added to the Bloodlust. If he goes Putrid Bowel, which I really hope he is, he can just stop the other team running away. And then that puts pressure on them either to get a good disengage with a Flaying Swipe or a Sank or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Left.
I always favour the aggressor, is what I'm learning in these betting on teams. So on the left, we have Trying Dutchman, who I will no doubt call the Flying Dutchman at some stage.
Definitely.
With Keefe playing Tyrael, Hunter playing Valor, Eric's the Swift playing Yrel, Slimp playing Kel'Thas, and Willie B playing Stukov. And my dog barking at the door.
And on the right hand side, we have the red team, Tactical Suicide. We have Anton on Imperius, Mixin on Rhaegar, Weasel on Tassadar, Bronze Forever on Reyna, and Grier on the Stitches. And it's snowing.
Yeah, and everyone making their way to the mid lane, getting their spins in, getting ready for the first poke to go down. Urel's actually headed straight to bot now, getting ready to soak.
Got Q-Build Valor.
And interesting that Trying Dutchmen are just avoiding that fight and instead going to top and focusing on clearing wave. Do you think this is a strategy to try to get the early turret as quick as possible?
Possibly. I mean, looking at Tactical Suicide, they've got two sort of stacking quests. They've got Save the Favour on Stitches, so they're avoiding giving him a stack, and Tassadar's gone for Static Charge, so maybe just trying to avoid giving them stacks, because they don't need them themselves, they only need the globes for Kel'Thas, so...
And they didn't miss out on any XP by doing that. They did manage to make it back to mid for all the globes.
Yeah. Mixing on the Rhaegar, just waiting for that turret to spawn, getting straight on it.
And similarly, Valor and Stukov getting straight to their camp, so they are going to match each other very well here on the objectives.
It's good to see both teams on top of that macro.
Yeah, and it's always a good sign that they've turned up kind of very switched on and ready to play this match today. That their timings are on point straight from the outset. And the invader coming in. That Rhaegar is alone, and he is in trouble. Puts the turret down so he doesn't lose it. I really thought he was going to be able to get himself a heal there. Now, Tactical Suicide probably don't want to fight this. They've got a lot of lower health heroes and no support, or they had a low health Imperius. Urel's going to get herself out of trouble, no problem. So they use the turret, they don't lose it. And other than that, they come out slightly behind on XP.
Yeah, so maybe that was good map awareness from the Dutchmen. Maybe they noticed they could see every hero but Rhaegar, so they saw the opportunity for
one person alone.
Yeah.
You don't normally see the aggression on a Tyrael comp that early.
No, not really, but it was...
Ooh, that was a big slow and silence from the Stukov, and Stitch is getting himself in trouble while he was trying to peel.
Like the force wall may have hindered him there rather than helped.
Surprised that Urel committed to the huge rotation from bottom. Might give Tactical Suicide a bit of opportunity to get that XP back.
Might have been nice, especially with Urel coming up, to see Trying Dutchmen force the healing camp there, but Small Stitches was dead, but they're just getting their siege camp now.
Yeah, and that's probably like going to the game plan that they know they have. Get that camp at the usual timing.
Take control of it to pilot the mech.
Not standing on point straight away, which surprises me. I would have thought they would have just snuck one there while they knew this bruise was being taken, but the healing camp's going to go uncontested, I think, unless they get here very quickly. Jimmy might get in trouble here. Trying Dutchman choosing not to take the fight.
Yep, Urel start the objective now. Turret camps are up in 10 and 15 seconds respectively, left to right, so be interesting to see if we see more aggression from Trying Dutchman. Probably not at this stage, but going for the hook on Valor on top, but she should be okay. Forcible zones are out, but not much pressure put on her.
Yeah, she dodged pretty much everything, and she obviously wasted a lot of the time for Tactical Suicide up there trying to get her.
So the turret camps are up, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Trying Dutchmen maybe back off here and pick up theirs, or they might just try and push the advantage.
Yeah, they've got a healing camp, and they're all turning up now, so they can take the fight.
Turret's gone down.
Urel's diving in on Tassadar, sorry. And not putting much pressure on Tassadar, but drawing enough people in that they left the Stitches to die. Imperius now taking quite a lot of damage. And yet, first Protector goes the way of Trying Dutchman. I mean, yeah, nice aggression there. And they seem to be doing a very good job at just isolating one hero and getting that pick in the fights.
Yeah.
Blue team has taken control of protect.
I think this is okay for tactical suicide as long as they don't lose too much. I think, you know, if they're going Bloodlust, then obviously that'll be a big power spike for them. As well as the Archon, you know, Tassadar stacking his Q as well, so... They really melt that Protector there. That was a lot of damage. Ooh, Hook just missing out on Kael'thas. Some decent hooks coming out so far. I think once he gets that extended range on 13, we're going to see some very spicy hooks.
Just looking at talent, so you obviously got a Q build Valor. Nothing else looking that remarkable at the moment. Tyrael's going for that traditional main tank Tyrael build, which was of course the like 100% meta before he got reworked. And other than that, I mean, Ace in the Hall Jimmy. Again, become more popular after they nerfed Exterminator. Yeah, no huge shocks on any of the talents so far, I don't think.
So we see Sanctification from Tyrael, no Judgment sadly, Reign of Vengeance, Ardent Defender Phoenix, and Wailing... Flaily Arms.
Flailing Swipe.
Flailing Swipe, thank you.
This is how you know we've got so many Stukov players on our team that you never get the chance to play it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, from trying Dutchmen, they've got a lot to save them from a Bloodlust. That's for sure. They've got the Sank, even the Reign of Vengeance, nice disengage. Ardent Defender, just soak up a load of damage. So they should be able to kind of take a Bloodlust, disengage the fight, and kind of survive that.
Yeah.
So they're fairly well set up for it. But we are seeing Gorge from Stitches, which I find very disappointing.
Disappointing. I agree the Putrid Bar would have been nice, but maybe the Gorge will take out, you know, the Sanctification.
Yeah. What they've found so far is that Yrel is diving into the backline quite a lot. So it might be more to just gorge the Yrel and allow the Tassadar to actually focus on putting out damage.
Gorge on the Kael'thas. There's the Bloodlust, and he's gone.
Yeah.
A nice force wall. Nice force wall from Tassadar as well to slow down the Valor and the Stukov to not allow them to get close to the Kael'thas to help him.
And what was interesting there is the Tassadar knew not to bother using Archon because there wasn't a full team fight happening. So he saved that, so we could still see that come out in a second now as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice hook again. Valor in trouble. The hook force wall, that's a dead Valor.
Very nicely done, and they're putting pressure on top. Taking the towers.
I mean, if they can keep staggering deaths like that, Gorge is going to be off cooldown as Valor joins the fight again. So we can see an instant pick and happen again there. So
Jimmy pews that well down, which will sort of nullify the advantage that the Trying Dutchman got from winning that first objective. So it's all even again now.
Yeah, a little bit of XP in it, but it's nothing really at this stage.
Yeah.
A couple waves.
Tactical suicide. You'd imagine they're going to go for their turret now and wait for Bloodlust to come off cooldown and hopefully pick up 13 before fighting again.
Yeah. And they'll turn up with 13 pretty soon. I'd say about 50%, and they'll be there.
Yeah. So Trying Dutchman have 2 healing items, and Tactical Suicide have 2 turrets. So is there like a logic to this? Is it like rock paper scissors? Do turrets beat healing items, or?
I think it's all about placement rather than anything else, isn't it? There's the Bloodlust, Force Wall. I mean, nice Sank, obviously mitigating a huge bit of damage there. But that Tassadar just pushing in, dealing the damage. Tyrael really trying to zone, but he's not going to be meaty enough to survive this himself. Surely not.
No.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Nicely played. Anton and Mixon really getting in there with the Imperius and Rhaegar just getting in the face, and there wasn't much he could do, you know. He used Flailing Swipe, but
yeah,
doesn't help for long, does it?
The Sank was used, but they were backing up so much that they just weren't able to really get any value from it.
Yeah, was it maybe a not miscommunication, but just a bit of, you know, Tyrael wanted to go in with the Sanct, whereas, you know, Valor was trying to retreat. So
yeah,
maybe they need to commit to go, you know, either going in or just falling back and going for the Sanct.
Yeah, you it's almost one of those situations where, like, when will they have gotten to practice coordinating that and how to best execute it? So I think hopefully they'll digest how that fight went a little bit and come up with a bit more of a strategy to survive the next time Rhaegar presses R.
Oh, nice hook.
Oh, nice hook. There's the gorge, but Tyrael blocks this.
Bloodlust is about to come back up. Here it comes.
Here it is, Bloodlust. No R.
Down goes Stukov. I mean, that's all they need. They've won the objective now. Nice hook on the URL, but she's got Ardent Defender up, so she should be okay for now, but she might be in trouble. It is URL, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I wonder how much time
she's
she'll buy
duking.
them. Nah, she's dead. Nice chasing down.
Yeah. So
press R to win, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, but to be fair, they'd gotten the Kel'Thas before that, the hook in the wall, so they had a really nice engage.
There's been some really nice hooks coming out from Rhea.
Stitch is one of those odd heroes that you definitely wouldn't call Stitch's OP.
No.
But in the right hands of someone that lands the hooks in a coordinated team, it's so hard to play against. Because again, you don't practice against it.
No, I remember back when this used to not be a abandoned game by Blizzard. No, it's not dead. It's abandoned. Dignitas would always used to bust out the Stitches, and it was always amazing. They just get pick after pick, and you know, he's a very useful hero. Underrated sometimes. That's
it. But because again, when you're practicing, you never come up against like a coordinated team in quick match that has a Stitches that's in voice comms. So it's just not something that you get used to playing against. And no matter how much you train together as a team, it's still hard to be prepared to deal with that.
Yeah.
What do you think Trying Dutchmen are going to do about this Bloodlust then?
I'd like to see them. I don't know. I mean, Sank doesn't last that long, does it? Especially compared to Bloodlust.
No. Bloodlust lasts longer. And trying to coordinate everyone getting into the Sank, difficult. And there's a lot of damage that can be put on you as soon as that Sank goes down.
You just need to try and bait out the heroics and get out of there.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that blocking field from Tyrael, as well as the swipe, is really their best chance of just now disengage.
There's the flailing arm.
They're getting a lot of living bomb value at the moment.
Oh, down goes Stitches.
Oh, and Tastar's in trouble now. That's nice.
Ooh, nearly got the Valor and the Tastar, but couldn't quite finish them off. Oh, Tyrael nearly going down to the turret. Okay, so that was nicely done.
I think they learned something important about choke points there.
Yes.
Living bomb, spreading in the choke point. But also it means with the Bloodlust, you don't get like the Jimmy or the Tassadar flanking around. Like they don't get that mobility that they can push in with the extra movement speed.
I thought Stitches did a good job gorging the Tyrael so that he couldn't get the Sanctum, but unfortunately there was no need for the Sanct, so he denied it, but...
No, and the Flaming Swipe did a really good job to just allow their team to counter-attack.
So teams are still fairly even on structures, you know, slight advantage to Tactical Suicide. They've got the 2 wells left next to the forts, whereas Trying Dutchmen don't. But both teams similar XP. So
now, can I just say, Chunker has just said that Hunter is the best Valor player he's ever seen. Really? So I will now try to pay more attention to Valor.
Well, Valor does get hooked, but she's going to be okay. Yeah. Gorge wasn't used.
Vaults to safety, no problem. And Trying Dutchmen are ahead on XP, aren't they?
They're going to look for a fight here.
Nice bit.
Won't be able to find one.
I suppose they knew the Imperius was right at bottom. That was their opportunity. If only he had Judgment, would have definitely been able to get an engage there.
Definitely. We might see a fight over the turret here if Trying Dutchmen are really eager for the fight.
I don't think they will, because they know that 5 people are there.
Yeah.
I really hope that you can just hear what Ellis was saying.
I could hear something, but I couldn't make it out.
Okay, that's fine. She was saying something to the dog that I thought, if it was taken out of context, would definitely not sound great.
Okay. Well, whatever was said is not endorsed by this stream.
No.
Whatever it was. So, Flying Dutchmen are about at level 20.
Are they going to push top? Are they just going to try to get a keep?
Yeah,
force everyone to back, and then they can get the point anyway.
Yeah, they don't have many minions just yet, but they might not need them.
Don't care.
Yeah. We got the turret tank as well. Urel's come back.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's Tyrael. Well, they've picked up a bit of XP from those towers, so they should get 20 shortly. If they can get to the objective, then...
I think it's a good decision by a Trying Dutchman to have left one person on point. I don't necessarily know if Stukov was the safest person to leave there. But they got the bottom fort nearly as well as a result of it, just from the minion wave being pushed in.
I'm really surprised, to be honest. I thought Tactical Suicide might just grab, a few minions mid, a few minions bot, and get on that point, but they decided to give it up.
They had to turn up before 100%, didn't they?
Yeah. Perhaps they just didn't want to fight on that bottom objective. I mean, who does, really? It's horrible. Let's have a look. So we've got the Longer Bloodlust, the Twilight Archon, so that's going to be big. Tyrael gets gorged. Does he care? I'm not so sure. He's just going to queue out.
Yeah. I mean, good attempt on the Force Wall there. I'm guessing he's got the increased range. No, he doesn't. He got the Archon lasts forever.
He's gone for permanent Archon, so that's really going to hurt. Big damage on Valor.
Timing. It's going to mitigate a lot of this Bloodlust, and they get the Stitches comp. That was really perfect Sanct to save 3 of them. And, I mean, disengage.
The bomb's spreading. Stukov goes down. Tyrael and Valor escaping with a tiny bit of health.
Perhaps a little bit greedy. After the first 3 survived with the Sanct, they could have taken the Stitches kill and disengaged, but...
Kael'thas is just going to waddle out.
He's good gravity lapse. Let's do it.
Is he going to be okay? He's got the fort.
Great. Double gravity lapse.
Reyna wants to take him down, but he can't quite. So they defended the keep, most importantly, and it was 2 for 2 in terms of deaths. They're going to get this healing camp.
I think Tactical Suicide will be happier with how that went than Flying Dutchman. Trying Dutchman. I knew it was going to happen.
Tyrael snipes the healing.
Yeah, and Imperious in trouble, surprisingly. Oh.
But it's Valor who goes down. Tyrael might be in trouble here. That Jimmy damage is chunking him down. Okay, so...
I mean, Valor did a really good job of putting that damage on the Imperious. But, yeah, fear those Tassadar Qs. They can just absolutely delete you now.
So, Trying Dutchmen get the healing camp. The healing item, but they lose Valor, so I think Tactical Suicide can abuse this. They need to make it count. They've got 30 seconds with that advantage. They can definitely take this bot fort, can't they?
Yeah.
Maybe even mid?
Do you think they should look straight to mid because of the Protector obviously being there now?
I think they have time to do that. Trying Dutchman going for the 4v5. Here comes Imperious. Kael'thas has been gorged. Here comes Bloodlust.
There's Sanct, perfect timing again.
Stitches is just blown up.
I think they're starting to get the rhythm of when the Bloodlust is going to come, so they're then just waiting for it, ready for that flank. Yeah, perfect. Nice counter kill on the Stitches. Means that they pick up their turret rather than it being invaded. They save that bottom fort. They put pressure on the bottom keep, and I think they'll get it. I think by the time Tactical Suicide react, it's going to be dead.
It's surprising to think about, Stitches has a lot of health. He got buffed a patch or 2 ago and got given more health, and he got killed then, and they didn't even have Valor. You wouldn't think a Kael'thas and a Stukov, Tyrael would be able to kill him so quickly, but they did, so very impressive. So, Trying Dutchmen have sort of adapted over the course of this game. They've been using the Sanct really well to play around the Bloodlust.
I mean, Trying Dutchman clearly lost, the first 2 or 3 fights?
Yeah, something like that.
And then eventually they just got that rhythm of, no, this is how we deal with the Bloodlust. And they're now turning the fights in their favour. So
So, on the flip side, now it's time for Tactical Suicide, if they want to get back into this, to adapt. So they need to start spreading out. You know, they've been getting the hooks and the gorges, but then Trying Dutchmen have just gone in and grouped up, and they need to try and separate them somehow. And
fight out in the open, get some flanks on, put pressure on the back line who aren't in that sank,
yeah, and just
and kill that Valor quickly.
yeah, need to stretch out Trying Dutchmen. So trying
Hook
for the
misses. There's their engage gone. Oh, and diving in on Imperious. It perhaps the wrong target here.
Gorge
But
on
this
Valor,
living bomb
the
is going to
sank's going
spread
to
a
come
lot.
out.
There's the sank. No blood. Now the
There's the
bloodlust.
Bloodlust. They've
Archon's
waited.
yet to be used. Here comes Archon. But living bomb's still spreading.
Spreading
a
all
lot.
over the place.
Yeah. That
Jimmy's
potentially
in a lot of
costing
trouble
them.
now.
Jimmy saves himself. And Imperious getting himself in trouble. Archon is still going, and it's going to go as long as they're fighting. But without any front line, that Tassadar is going to have to back.
Yeah, Rhaegar's gonna get away. Tassadar still keeping that Archon going, it finally drops.
Just dropped, and they're 3v5, so they're going to have to give this to Protector now. And Protector's going to go straight to Core. I mean, I think they need to contest the point again, really, rather than giving it.
I think they have potentially got the damage to deal with it with the Jimmy, maybe just about.
A 22 minute
I
Protector.
know, I think.
It's going to do a lot of damage quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we shall see now. They need to be not in mid now. They need to be getting ready to defend that.
Yes.
Blue team.
Nice forceful, buying a bit of time, but rotating riskily. God, don't die here, Tassadar. That would be giving the game up.
So Urel's been gorged, but Stitches gets rooted. A nice cleanse.
Bloodlust is ready to go again when the team gets together.
They need to get it going now so that Jimmy can get that damage out.
It's not going to be enough. Look at that.
No, it's a little too much.
They need. No, it was 3v5, but they needed to do something to delay the point being captured. And there goes the core. Right?
Yeah, so 1-0 to Trying Dutchman.
I really had faith in the Tactical Suicide comp, but I feel like Trying Dutchman deserved to win that because they really adapted to deal with what was being thrown at them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they lost those first few fights, they obviously had a conversation about how to deal with that.
Yeah, well, as you pointed out, they played a lot of Tyrael this season, so...
Yeah. I mean, they're playing him wrong, obviously, because he should be a solo lane bruiser diving the back line now. It's very much fun. But, yeah, I mean, well played. Main tank Tyrael as well. Against that much damage, it's hard to keep yourself alive.
Yeah.
Do you think the quality of the hooks dropped off as the game went on? Or do you think they were just dealing with it better?
They were just dealing with it better. They were really going in and, you know...
Because again, there was several really nice picks from those hooks. But later on, I feel like I saw like the Tyrael getting gorged, which you don't really get any value from. There was a few things like that, but I think, I don't know, wasn't quite as effective as getting a Kel'Thas gorge and getting him in the back line and no one even bothering to try to save him.
Yeah. It might have been better. I reckon it could have been useful to maybe, get a hook on the Valor or the Kel'Thas as they were doing, pop the Bloodlust and then gorge the Tyrael.
Yeah, to stop that.
To stop the Sanct,
yeah. The Sancts were coming out. This is what when I said kind of like, it feels like he's really getting used to the timing when the Rhaegar's about to pop the Bloodlust. Because it almost felt like he was using Sank at exactly the same time, like there wasn't a delay.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be hard to get that gorge time in before he did get the Sank off.
True.
Taking my points. Are they discussing map choices now?
So Tactical Suicide have gone for first pick. So Trying Dutchman Contemplating that pick.
Is BOE's banned? So did you say BOE's banned?
Yes, it is.
If you didn't understand my yawn. We could see Infernal Shrines, maybe? It's been picked before by Trying Dutchman and not been picked by Tactical Suicide.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the one I most expect. Everything else. I mean, Trying Dutchman have only ever picked BO, Evil Sky, and Infernal Shrines. So.
Trying Dutchman. Need a minute.
Ah.
Apparently, one person's on the toilet.
Oh, it's
they
understandable.
must be the person who picked the maps. So.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm still number one. We're number one. I think. Do you get points for just watching? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's because I'm always watching our own casts.
Yeah,
I
that
get
would
so many
help.
points.
Yeah.
Makes up for all the points I lose betting.
Oh. So, Trying Dutchman going to take us to Sky Temple.
Sky Temple.
Sky
Okay.
Temple.
So I'm sure that has. Yeah, it's been picked in the past by Tactical Suicide, but they picked it and then lost on it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Trying Dutchmen then aren't too scared about it. I hate this map. I'll admit it. So I mean, I don't necessarily have any hugely favoured comps to see. I'm just having a bit of a look at what heroes Trying Dutchmen have played. Deckard could be good. They played him 10 times. Obviously, get the opportunity to set up around point. Was that banned in the last game?
I don't remember it being, but I don't think
Is
it
there,
was.
Is there anything from the last game you would target ban? I was going to say the Stitch's hooks, but they were still able to blow them up so quickly that
yeah,
probably not a bother.
Possibly the Tyrael, depending on what Tactical Suicide are going for. Depends. If your comp doesn't care about, sanctification and all that, then maybe not.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that Sank did shut down a lot of fights. The Stukov silence as well got quite a lot of value. And the flailing swipe for the disengage. So
yeah, there's some really nice violence root combos coming out.
I think looking at the heroes that Trying Dutchmen play, if you take Stukov away from them, they're still looking at that Deckard they've played 10 times. Rhaegar they've played 6 times. So you'd have to be doing a lot of support choke if you seriously want to deny them one of their comfort picks.
Yeah, I think at that point you're better off just letting them be the healer they want, and then
you don't want to be in that position where you're like, "Yay, we forced them onto Rhaegar," and then you have to deal with Bloodlust.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh no, that was stupid of us. I mean, oh god, it's a bedtime yet.
Maybe after this map, we'll see.
I think it's always going to be tempting after you've had a Bloodlust comp done against you to do it back to them. So I think that's what I most want to see come out in this next map. So the entirety of Trying Dutchmen have gone to the toilet now. Do you think it's like the effect of someone running a tap? Like someone mentioned going to the toilet and they all went, "Yeah, good idea."
I think so. Definitely.
Eric the Swift with a very respectable 2,191 player level. We're not even at that stage, Poppin.
I guess
we play all the time.
I guess we better play more HOTS then.
Yeah. Or level up some of those low level heroes we don't like.
Yeah. So here we go, going into draft now. Sky Temple, first pick to Tactical Suicide.
I'm really curious what they're going to ban here because it's such a diverse hero pool on both teams. Unless they've done like extensive research and know what they would play on this
And
map.
there's the Tyrael ban.
Insta respect. Yeah, those Sanks, when he was just timing it perfectly with the Bloodlust, it really did turn that game around. It turned from losing the first few fights to winning the final ones.
Well, 2 points. One, Tyrael would be very strong around the boss on this map.
Yeah.
And 2, they could just first pick the Rhaegar again if Dutchmen don't ban it and just do the same again, but they don't have a Sanct in the way. Could be tempting. Because it worked quite well for the most part. You'll see. It is open.
Bloodlust. Bloodlust. I mean, with that in mind, would you just be tempted to pick it up yourself, Ali?
It is time.
Zul. Okay, so Zul left open and Ali first pick it. Oh no, we've had a disconnect. It looks like on the side of trying Dutchman.
Mr. Poppin,
That's me.
Mr. Rules expert. Do you just redo the draft up to where it was?
Yes.
Her client crashed. No, he just didn't want to deal with the Zul. That's what that was.
I think you might be right.
I mean, it buys you a bit of time. Think about how you counter it.
Yeah. What do you think is all on this map though? Because it's not.
I mean, actually, if you often can just consider giving objectives and like not contesting it when you've got 2 up, so you just take one safely and then let the Zul double soak.
Yeah.
You can get some value from it, provided the other team don't have something to counter that.
Yeah.
So I would hope that Trying Dutchman now just think about what to do about it. So obviously, you had like the Lunara band, but I think I saw that they played Orphea, or was that Tactical Suicide? But they could go for something that's able to double soak and keep up with the Zul.
Yeah.
And then just
definitely.
try to mirror it, or just go for something that's going to gank the Zul every time. Because you can just leave one person on point if you think it's going uncontested. 4-man gank the Zul, try to kill him a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so we are back up to where we were. About to see the response to the Zul pick. Da, da, da. So, like we said, wouldn't be surprised to see the Stukov again, perhaps.
And even with all that time to consider it, they still don't know what they're picking. Or they're making us wait for it.
There we go. So,
Mephisto.
Not surprised to see the Stukov again, and he's still an interesting choice on this map. This isn't the map that I would pick him on, but
yeah, Stukov's quite nice against Zul because like Zul's movements are quite predictable.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's quite an easy target to land your root and silence on. And then Mephisto just obviously can just go from deep, deal a lot of damage. Gosh.
Jane, okay. I like it.
You don't want to get that root on you because you're going to be in trouble. And with Stukov already being picked, there's going to be no cleanse unless they go double support. So root, throw whoever's rooted, get blown up by the Jaina. Nice and simple.
I'd like to see a arena ban. Tactical Suicide here. Oh, they go for the more tank joke, ban out the ETC. I was just thinking to protect the Garrosh a bit.
What tank do you think we're going to see? Muradin they've
Who's
played
left?
a lot?
Yeah, maybe that Muradin. Or maybe a surprise. There's a Muradin.
Greymane. I mean, Greymane could quite easily get himself into trouble here. I suppose it works with the Mephisto. Again, just Muradin, Mephisto, and Greymane are all able to just dive backline.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Stukov, Greymane Curse Bullet, Stukov Silence, Mutant Stun, they could really wreck the Garrosh as well. He doesn't have a good support live here. Kira and Malfurion.
And he does not have a good support to
He-
keep him alive here.
No. So that's it.
He's got a good support to look for more setup for the blow up.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that route and all of that. And to me, that says they were thinking about their draft rather than
Yes.
worrying about what Trying Dutchmen were doing.
I like it though. I think it's important to focus on your own draft.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a strategy, it's going to work. Just stick with it and hope it pulls through.
There's a
But
Deathwing. You can't root a Deathwing. You can't throw a Deathwing.
just going to get my bet in early.
Switching sides, are you?
I think that Malfurion's going to die a lot. I hate to tell you this, Poppin. That Malfurion is going to die a lot. That's where I am on this comp. And obviously, like, Garrosh could try to make sure he stays back to get the taunt when they dive on the Malfurion. You then get the blow up, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be him.
We'll see. I think Tactical Suicide need to be on the front foot.
There's kind of a question as well of how often will that Greymane find himself in the Malfurion routes or find himself getting rooted by Zul?
Yeah.
Because if he goes in and instantly one of those routes go down, he is in a lot of trouble.
Definitely.
So he needs to make sure he's timing those engages when they're on cooldown.
I'd like to see Tactical Suicide be aggressive early on and try and get some picks because their comp, you know, that's one of the strengths of their comp, I think. So
yeah,
try and get a few picks, try and snowball a bit of an XP lead, and go from there.
Yep. So on the left we have my team, my 100 points on Trying Dutchman, also known as the Flying Dutchman. Tifi playing Murden, Hunter playing Greymane, Eric the Swift playing Deathwing, Slimp playing Mephisto, and Willie B back on Stukov.
And on the right hand side we have Tactical Suicide with Anton on Zul, Weasel on Garrosh, Greer on Jaina, Mixin on Malfurion, and Bronze on Kira. So a bit of a swap there with Greer moving from tank to Jaina. And Weasel moving to the tank role. Small skirmish over the vision, but not much happening, and you're not going to get that Deathwing off there, are you?
No.
So
Kira just goes and sneaks it back when everyone leaves anyway.
Yep. So talent's looking standard as far as I'm aware. No.
I'm not sure about that Mephisto talent.
No, that's pretty good now. It used to be a Q build.
Okay.
It used to be Q build, but people seem to like that talent now.
Do you know what, Poppin? It just surprises me when I find out I'm playing the meta. So yeah, that's what I pick. It must be wrong.
So both teams rotating. Tactical Suicide picking up their siege camp, but Trying Dutchman going straight for the bruisers.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
So we don't play Sky Temple, so our knowledge is limited here. So I think do you get the bruiser camp early, try and push in and get some towers on top, and then you get more value from a full temple? Is that you like can get a fort from it or something? Is that right?
And then you get the siege camp when you're both fighting over the objectives in a little bit.
Maybe. Who knows? Not us.
Yeah.
They're going for the siege camp now, so maybe.
Yeah, I would have pushed top. I agree with you, and I had someone just double soak while you pushed top. I mean, you got 4 men coming up now to deal with that.
Oh, so they're getting their own bruisers.
Yeah.
They're going to lose soak on bot here if they're not careful, because they've got Garrosh soaking mid.
I'm not particularly overwhelmed with either strategy there.
Yeah. So, Trying Dutchman taking 1, probably 2 towers on bot here, pushing with the siege camp. Missed out on the kill on top on Deathwing by Kira. So that's evening things out a little bit. They do manage to defend the towers on top. So XP slightly in favour of Tactical Suicide actually, with that kill.
Do you think Tactical Suicide is just going to push top, make sure they take this top objective, while trying Dutchman perhaps just try to sneak mid and hope that it doesn't get contested?
Yeah.
Mephisto on soaking duty, which I don't know how he'll feel about that.
Yeah, no, not great. Probably coming up against that Zul. A lot of damage going on to the towers on top here. From the objective, the camp. So I'm going to see a bit of a fight here. Okay, trying Dutchman backing off. They're just going to move to mid. Zul still double soaking away, trying to get his team level 7. Needs to be a little careful here, going to mid.
See, I think trying Dutchman, it surprised me they don't just leave one person on point now and just try to kill Zul. And then failing that, just push.
Yeah, I mean, Zul, you can see Zul's playing it a bit safer, hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
So.
Here comes the rotation now, down, which obviously trying Dutchman see. So they know they're about to be contested, they can all group up in mid and get ready for the fight. I don't know how hard you push this, because the objective's quite low on its shots.
Yeah.
I mean, you push it hard apparently, and you lose the Garrosh as a result. That's Stukov silence, just making sure the Garrosh died.
Very nicely done. So, obviously I only half know what I'm talking about, but we see there, because Tactical Suicide got a lot of damage on the towers, they got the full objective top and it took down the fort.
Yeah.
The mid objective, of course, only getting the mid fort to about half health, so
yeah.
We didn't see that, but we saw it happen the other way around. We thought it was going to be trying Dutchmen who were going to do
that. How disappointing for them.
Reardon thrown in.
I mean, he's got his disengage. Into Mephisto.
I didn't see if did Malfurion already use the roots there.
I didn't see it.
He has gone for vengeful root, so he might have used the Trient on the camp. So they're going to push in with the siege camp on bottom, or let them push in. They go to defend mid. Trying Dutchman going to pick up their siege camp. All seems a little passive at the moment.
Yeah.
Kira and Deathwing just having a bit of a just trading blows on top.
It surprises me that they're actually going at it as hard as they are. Because, I mean, Deathwing's so overextended here. And he obviously might have his disengage, but he can be chased down quite hard. Even though at the moment he can see the team, but he couldn't a little while ago. And I don't, does Kira really expect to kill the Deathwing?
She killed him earlier, so...
Yeah, but she had a team chasing it down then.
He doesn't have a fort to fall back on, but he has got a couple of allies nearby, so... Bruiser camp will be picked up by trying Dutchman just for this objective, so... Tactical Suicide will need to respond to that, as level 10s are hit by both teams. Have a look what we've got. The Endurance of Hate from Mephisto, going for the crowd control. Curse Bullet. Bellowing Roar from Deathwing. Ring of Frost from Jaina.
Yeah,
so a bit of wombo there.
This Garrosh has already seen how quickly they can delete him, so he's gonna be a bit more cautious coming in. And this choke point is exactly where trying Dutchmen want to fight. They want that Stukov silence and slow on the Garrosh.
Yep.
So he's gonna look to flank around, which is quite sensible because it puts
Curse Bullet coming out. Big damage on Greymane. He gets Ring of Frost as well, taunted. But he's gonna be okay.
And meanwhile, that Garrosh freaking out.
Endurance of Hate lands on 3. Garrosh falls. Muradin just tops out of there. That was a very close fight. It looks as though...
I mean, Greymane was very lucky to survive.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Garrosh was very lucky to die in the backline as he was getting out. Ooh, there's the big damage coming out from Zul, but nice silence from Stukov secures 2 kills.
Deathwing's going to fall in return. That
Or
poison Nova just being a bit too much. So did Zol not have the opportunity to pop the poison Nova when they were trying to kill Greymane? Because that could have been the difference.
Yeah, I don't think it was on cooldown then. I think he just didn't use it.
I didn't notice his positioning. I'm not sure if it was a good idea at the time. But anyway, it's going to be a full objective for the Trying Dutchmen, so they get the bot fort, and I'm going to finish off the mid one as well.
Do you think they're going to keep an eye on this boss? They know someone's going to go clear top, right?
Yeah,
Perhaps engage the siege.
it's a bit early on. We're only 8 minutes in, so but yeah.
That's the best time for bot plays. But yeah, they're invading the siege camp. They know Kira's top. They know they've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
Sensible. And realistically, looking for 13 both teams now.
Yeah. All heroics are off cooldown pretty much, apart from Poison Nova, which is back up in 10. Could see a little skirmish here. They might look for this garage. Nice defensive routes from Malfurion.
There's no serious intent to follow up on that. It was definitely just we don't want to take the fight.
Yeah.
Let's put it out. I know it's a low cooldown, but that could tempt something now.
Kira needs to be careful here. She could get feared by this definitely if she's not careful, but should be okay. Mirrodin going in hard, gets the stun.
There's the Mephisto.
Nice silence.
And that is the ability of this comp to just dive on the back line. I know there was no front line there, but from deep they could just go, and it looks like no one's about, and the next thing you've got a whole load of damage on you.
Yeah. So objective.
Everyone's hosting
20.
this game. Yay!
Yay! Thanks. Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, Black
It's
Milk.
because it's Trying Dutchmen. If they win this game, they're through to the Epic Cup. So
Well, that
they
is
want the win.
That's quite exciting, isn't it?
I know.
Tactical Suicide. I don't think, being a map down, I think they're very slim hopes of an Epic Cup place that I mentioned earlier. They've dwindled.
They can get ninth and hope that someone drops out. And
Yeah, but now they lose. If that happens, they would lose the tiebreaker against Diablo Immortal, possibly. Oh no, actually, I think they're okay. Yeah, they would be okay. Yes, if they come back and someone else drops out, they still have a chance.
Here's the boss play again, knowing that the team's top. We kind of expected it earlier.
Yeah,
so
there's not much.
Surprised to see it now.
Don't think there's much Garrosh can do here. He's going to take a lot of damage if he goes in.
There's the Jones of Hate. Oh, Garrosh survived a lot longer than I expected there. Malfurion getting himself into a bit of trouble. And yeah, the Deathwing just making sure that those kills are secured. Deathwing might die as a result. No, Jaina not quite able to put out enough damage.
Yeah.
They're going to get the bottom shrine. Temple, not shrine. And 2 people currently, 3 people pushing with the boss. They'll get some value here.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Tactical Suicide committing to that there. I think Kira was just happily getting the objective top. Trying Dutchmen, they had someone on the bottom temple, so they just pulled them up and they had a 5v4.
Yeah, that's you don't want to really. It looked like quite an uncoordinated push in. It's just a desperate, don't let them have the boss.
Yeah. So it's going to lose the keep. Still the objective to channel that the Dutchman can fall back on.
And the Dutchman successfully disengaged. They'll take the siege camp as well. Deathwing's up in top lane now, soaking away. They've got the level lead, so they're suddenly gone from kind of neck and neck to a very comfortable position.
Yeah,
it's trying Dutchman's to lose now.
Seeing Deathwing top, we could see Tactical Suicide try and force something maybe, but
yeah, I was going to say they wanted that Mirrodin kill there.
So
you can tell they were hungry for it.
Trying Dutchmen have the 16 advantage. They're about to lose that advantage, but they never finished taking the bot objective.
Yeah, are you surprised that Trying Dutchmen have just left that?
I thought they were going to put pressure on the keep, make sure that went down, and then fall back onto the temple. They had the 16 advantage.
They can get there to contest, but Greymane being very slow on the rotation, choosing to pick up an extra wave of minions.
Yeah.
They've still got their one level lead. Greymane's about to encounter a Garrosh.
Big Ring of Frost and Twilight
big
Dream.
Ring of Frost. Doesn't secure any kills though. It's not the first time we've seen that happen where they they put all their damage down and it just doesn't get quite enough damage out to secure the kills. I don't know if the Stukov is timing using his trait really well, just nuke everyone's health back up.
It seems like it. I mean, it seemed nicely executed at first. It was a good Ring of Frost. I don't think did it root everyone or not? I think it might have missed a couple, but it kind of zoned them, and
I think it got 3 of them, didn't it?
I don't know. I didn't know if they were just in the middle of it or one of them was. But there was the Twilight Dream as well. It looked really nice, but they just couldn't secure a kill.
And here's the attempt to end. Even if they don't end here, they're going to get a lot of value in top lane as well.
Yeah, they've got the Grey Main here. I don't think Tactical Suicide are going to be able to stop this.
Yeah, this Grey Main damage, Jesus. Plus the Stukov slaps, obviously. And that is GG.
Very nicely done by...
Well played by Tactical Suicide.
Trying Dutchman.
Trying Dutchman. Yeah, I mean, well played by Tactical Suicide as well.
Yeah, it just didn't seem to work out in the end for Tactical.
A bit tough for them, wasn't it? It was one bad kind of contest of the boss really threw that game for them.
Yeah.
And then that final fight at the end, like I said, they put all their damage down and it just wasn't enough. Everyone survived and got the counter kills. Right. Do you want to see if we can get a captain interview?
Can do if you like.
We love a captain interview. It's always good.
So we'll...
Who is the captain?
That's Keffy, who we talked to last time when they won...
Eric's carry.
So...
I mean, there was some good Deathwing plays. There was also a couple Deathwing deaths, so we won't give them all the credit.
So to confirm, assuming that they've confirmed that they want to participate, that will qualify the Trying Dutchman for the Epic Cup. I don't know the exact final position, but they will be in the top 8.
Oh, and
right.
In the interview.
Yep, let's head over now.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, good evening.
Congratulations on a very convincing win.
Thank you, we're really happy.
Congratulations on getting into the Epic Cup.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I presume you'd worked out beforehand that was on the line and you needed to get your wins to secure your position.
Yeah, we actually had a pretty good season, but we were all pretty nervous about the match tonight. But it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the second game started off quite close, and then obviously with that boss play, it all fell in your favor. Did you, after you kind of got the kills around the boss and got the boss, were your kind of spirits starting to lift then and feeling confident that it was going to go your way in the end of that second game?
Yeah, we knew we needed to take the keep with that because they had 3 dead, I think. So we took the keep and then just I created map pressure and they walked up and died again. So that's when we could end the game happily.
Nice. And I'll take you back to the first game. So the first game, you obviously start off, you get through the draft, and they've got that horrible Bloodlust Archon combo coming at you. I lost the first few team fights, but then started to look a little bit more coordinated and got some very good sanctifications in. Was there kind of a moment in that first game where your team had to have a conversation about how you were going to turn it around and deal with those bloodlusts?
Yeah, I think at the top shrine, or the thingy, what's it called? Point.
Yeah.
There we got split by the Stitches and we just lost a team fight, and then we had a pretty good talk that we just needed to stay together, and I killed overextended Stitches when he walked up, and it worked out pretty good. They almost had us a few times, but I think we walked out with 1 health 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, we were a little surprised at how quickly you were able to blow up the Stitches when he went in. There was definitely a few fights where you did a really nice job of isolating him and killing him. In particular, one time when your Valor was dead. Were you kind of surprised yourselves when you started getting those Stitches kills and that kind of became the go-to strategy?
Yeah, we're surprised he died so fast, but I think he went a little bit of a weird build. He took the level or the E on level 1 and didn't work that build out.
So yeah,
So
that definitely
maybe
works
that's
in your
it.
favor.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
And you've played Tyrael 10 times this season. Is it always a main tank Tyrael, or have you started to play around with kind of a more aggressive auto attack Tyrael now they've buffed that?
Oh no, I always do the team fight Tyrael with the shields and the
Keep
E.
keeping with the safe, sensible option.
Yes, yes. It works out really well, right? You can enable your auto attackers really good.
Yeah, and obviously the blocking field as well worked out great for you guys against the Bloodlust.
Yeah, I know the other talent is better, but I think this works really well for me.
Yeah,
The
perfect.
teleport twice is also really good, but I really like the holy ground it's called.
Yeah.
Really nice, really nice steal on the healing camp, by the way, when you kind of snuck in and stole it away.
Yeah, thanks.
But-
I knew it was 3v3, so it was not that risky a fight. Really unlucky we died after that, and we didn't get the kill on the Tyrael. But that worked out fine in the end, right? With the healing camp. I think we won that fight with that after that.
Yeah.
Did you think when obviously straight away you got Vizcaya Foundry as the first map to play on? Were you kind of thinking, perfect, we've got our preferred map, this is going to go well? Because I mean, in terms of this season, you've only actually picked 3 maps so far all season. Were you surprised that Vizcaya wasn't banned out against you?
No, I don't think we really care about what map we play on. Actually, we just try to
Okay.
get our own draft and get a good foreman,
Yeah.
and we can rely pretty good on Eric to win the solo, or at least not lose it. So
Fair enough. I mean, he did feed a little bit in this final game, so I hope you guys gave him a bit of a ribbing for that. Three deaths, so you got all of your team deaths in this final game.
he defeated a bit, but I do think it was a really good pick because they had a lot of CC and slows and roots and throws.
Yeah, definitely.
And the death thing just ignores that and pulls everything towards him, and we just kill them.
Yeah, last pick in the draft, and it just allowed your aggressive comp to be able to be executed because of the CC. It was very nice.
So he did fed a lot, but it was worth it, I guess.
Yeah, sacrificial lamb.
Yes.
Excellent. No, so yeah, well played again from me. Do you want to do any shout outs?
No, we're good. We do that in the final, right?
Yeah, just a quick question. What do you believe you can do in the Epic Cup? Do you think you can go all the way and win, or what do you believe?
I have no idea. It's our first season with this team. We got a new healer and a new damage dealer. So the goal was to try to finish with the top 8. And we succeeded as that. So we're just going to have fun and see what happens. There will be a lot of good teams in there. So
Sounds good. It's all about
So,
fun.
yeah, well done and good luck.
Yep, well done.
We'll probably be watching.
all right, thank you
Cool.
for casting.
No problem.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you later.
All right, bye bye.
So that
Nice.
was Keffy from the Trying
Yeah.
Dutchman.
I mean, it was convincing, both games really.
Yeah, I think
their macro was really nice, and you could tell they were adjusting their strategies during both of the games,
Yeah.
which a lot of teams struggle with.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a good show of the strength of the team. So first game it was very close, and I definitely could have seen it going tactical suicide's way, but adapting mid game, that's a good strength for a team to have, you know.
Yeah.
So very well done.
And yeah, we'll have to see how they get on in the Epic Cup.
Yeah, it'd be
A
interesting to see how they
lot of
do.
good teams in the Epic Cup this
Yeah,
season.
and they will go
Definitely.
into it being. Well, they'll be one of the bottom seeds of Division 4, so they'll be playing one of the top 4 teams in Division 4 as well as 2 from Division 5, so see how they get on there.
Is the current? I'm just having a look at the current standing. Owl Exterminator, Team Super Klaus, Johnny Sins, Encore. I mean, hands up. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, get ready for some juicy action. When is the Epic Cup? How long we got to wait?
So the draw show is on Sunday.
Okay.
And we'll have I don't remember the exact schedule. Is it 2 or 3 weeks of group stage matches? Oh,
Yeah.
26th of July. That's on there. The draw shows on the 5th. That's 3 weeks of group stages for the Epic Cup, and then the finals will be on the 26th of July. So plenty of fun to be had. We'll make sure to cast some of those. We'll be casting obviously the final day, but
Yeah,
hopefully
we'll get
cover
the group
get
stages.
some group stages in. There's going to be some exciting matches. We've seen a lot of good teams in Division 4 this season, so now they get on in the group stage.
Yeah, so that's all from me. I don't know if you've got anything else.
No, I'm done.
No.
We've had our fun.
Cheers everyone for watching.
Yep, thank you everyone. See you soon.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.